Have you ever felt like you're stuck in a small circle, surrounded by the same people who don't inspire you to grow? It's frustrating, right? Let's talk about how to break out of that and start building a network that actually propels you toward your goals. The concept of building a millionaire network is pretty straightforward. It's about surrounding yourself with people who are successful, motivated, and driven to achieve their goals. And I'm not just talking about millionaires in the classical sense. I'm talking about people who are making a real impact in their industries and in their communities. When you surround yourself with these kinds of people, you start to think differently. You start to operate at a higher level, and you start to see opportunities that you wouldn't have seen otherwise. And that's what building a millionaire network is all about. It's about creating a social circle that inspires you, motivates you, and pushes you to be your best self. So, if you're tired of being stuck in a small circle, and you're ready to take your business and your life to the next level, then keep watching, because today, I'm going to show you exactly how to build a millionaire network in just 30 days. The goal of this video is to provide you with actionable steps that you can take to create a valuable network in a short amount of time. I'm not going to give you any fluff or filler. I'm going to give you real, practical strategies that you can use to start building your network right away. In the next 30 days, you're going to learn how to connect with successful people, how to build meaningful relationships, and how to leverage those relationships to achieve your goals. And I'm not just going to tell you what to do. I'm going to share my own personal experiences, my own successes and failures, and my own strategies for building a millionaire network. So, let's get started. I'm excited to share this journey with you, and I'm confident that by the end of this video, you'll have a clear plan for building a millionaire network that will help you achieve your goals. I remember when I first started building my own network, it was tough. I didn't know where to start. I didn't know who to connect with, and I didn't know how to build relationships with people who were more successful than me. But I was determined to make it happen. I started attending networking events. I started reaching out to people on social media, and I started looking for ways to add value to others. And you know what? It worked. I started to build relationships with successful people. I started to learn from them, and I started to see opportunities that I wouldn't have seen otherwise. One of the most important things I learned early on was the importance of being intentional about who I was surrounding myself with. You see, when you surround yourself with people who are motivated, driven, and successful, you start to think differently. You start to think bigger. And that's what building a millionaire network is all about. It's about surrounding yourself with people who inspire you to be your best self. I remember when I first met one of my mentors, it was like a light bulb went off in my head. He was successful, he was motivated, and he was driven, and he inspired me to be the same. He showed me what was possible, he pushed me to think bigger, and he helped me to see opportunities that I wouldn't have seen otherwise. When I started building my network, I was amazed at how many people were willing to help me. I was amazed at how many people were willing to share their knowledge, their expertise, and their connections with me. And I was amazed at how quickly I was able to build relationships with people who were more successful than me. One of the most important things I learned was the importance of being consistent. You see, building a millionaire network takes time, effort, and consistency. It's not something that happens overnight. It's something that happens over time, with persistence and with dedication. I remember when I first started reaching out to people on social media. It was tough. I didn't know who to reach out to. I didn't know what to say, and I didn't know how to build relationships with people online. But I was determined to make it happen. I started reaching out to people. I started engaging with them, and I started looking for ways to add value to them. And you know what? It worked. I started to build relationships with people online. I started to learn from them, and I started to see opportunities that I wouldn't have seen otherwise. I started to get invited to exclusive events. I started to get introduced to new people, and I started to see my network grow exponentially. One of the most important things I learned was the importance of being authentic. You see, when you're building a millionaire network, you can't fake it. You have to be genuine, you have to be real, and you have to be authentic. People can spot a fake from a mile away, and they won't waste their time with someone who's not being genuine. I remember when I first started building my network, I tried to be someone I'm not. I tried to be more successful than I was. I tried to be more confident than I was, and I tried to be more connected than I was. But it didn't work. People saw right through me, and they didn't want to connect with someone who was being fake. So I changed my approach. I started being authentic, I started being real, and I started being genuine. And you know what? It worked. People started to connect with me. People started to trust me. And people started to want to do business with me. One of the most important things I learned was the importance of being proactive. You see, building a millionaire network takes effort. It takes initiative. It takes drive, and it takes action. You can't just sit back and wait for things to happen. You have to make them happen. I remember when I first started reaching out to people, it was scary. I didn't know what to say, I didn't know how to say it, and I didn't know what to expect. But I was determined to make it happen. I started reaching out to people, I started engaging with them, and I started looking for ways to add value to them. And you know what? It worked. I started to build relationships with people. I started to learn from them, and I started to see opportunities that I wouldn't have seen otherwise. I started to get introduced to new people. I started to get invited to exclusive events, and I started to see my network grow exponentially. During the 30-day period, I had one major breakthrough that really stood out to me. I was able to connect with someone who was a thought leader in my industry, and it opened up a whole new world of opportunities for me. I was able to learn from them, I was able to get feedback from them, and I was able to start working on projects that I wouldn't have been able to do otherwise. So, what are the key takeaways from this video? First, building a millionaire network takes time, effort, and consistency. It's not something that happens overnight. It's something that happens over time, with persistence and with dedication. Second, building a millionaire network takes intentionality. You have to be intentional about who you're surrounding yourself with. You have to be intentional about what you're learning, and you have to be intentional about how you're growing. And third, building a millionaire network takes action. You can't just sit back and wait for things to happen. You have to make them happen. You have to take initiative, you have to take risks, and you have to take action. So what's next? I want to encourage you to take action. I want to encourage you to start building your millionaire network today. Don't wait another minute. Start reaching out to people, start engaging with them, and start looking for ways to add value to them. I'll be posting new content every week, and I'll be sharing new strategies and new insights to help you achieve your goals. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.